Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Bahashim in the name Yahweh Shai, His only begotten Son, who the world and calls the Lord and Jesus Christ. Yahweh means He to be, He exists. Yahweh Shai, He deliverer, He Savior. Israel is going to need a deliverer and a Savior here in these last days because of the onslaught of the enemy, which is the devil, the so-called white man, who is adamant in making the nation of Israel, which are the 12 tribes, the Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native Americans, not be a people and not be a nation worshipping unto their power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And this morning's edition of morning meditation will be basically, I was you know, the thought popped into my head, you know, yeah, this is the last time it's manifest, and the differentiation between Yahweh Shai and JC of the world, you know, because you know you can simply do, we talk about the image, and being conformed to the image, right? So you have the perfect example of all these Christian religions, and when you think about JC, it's just as docile, as any other religion. You know, your Buddhism, you know, all these different things. There's no vibration. There's a vibration of continuity in this hell. You know, love and forgive and continue on being as you are, right? In a pacified state. But then the earth is so volatile that at the end of the day, there's some time that you're gonna have to fight for something or be fought against. Now Yahweh Shai, the image of Yahweh Shai, in fact, the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is that He said what He told you the end at the beginning, and pursuant to Revelations 19 and 10. He's also the spirit of prophecy, because that's how He tells you the end at the beginning. From the beginning of the book, behold, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me. From the beginning of the book, right? It was about Him being, it was about two nations, it was about good and evil, and it was about Him coming, right? And him coming in to deliver His people. Right? Also in Revelation it says what, I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He was the first Adam, and He's also the last Yahweh Shai, the deliverer. Right? Now you go to Christianity, and Christianity tells you about salvation. You know, what you're being saved from. You're being saved from the streets, you're being saved from hoes, you're being saved from gambling, you're being saved from alcohol. But half the things that you're being saved from, right, are biblically correct, actually, or spiritually correct, because the Bible is just a collection of books. But the spirit within the Bible was the spirit of Yahweh Shai, right? Is the guiding spirit of the nation of Israel, right? And these things aren't wrong. You have Judah and Tamar, you know, with harlotry, right? You had Samson, right? You had casting lots from Mattathias to replace Judas Iscariot, right? The scriptures speak about having the poor, right? Some of the poor and the destitute live on the streets. Yahweh Shai said Himself, you know, you will forever have the poor with you, right? When Judas was arguing for the money, I think, or the oil, for the oil that the woman used to anoint the feet of Yahweh Shai, right, which is symbolic of us doing this work here in these days. We are anointing the feet of Yahweh Shai, right? We holding on to the hem of His garment, doing this work. We join onto Him. She anointed His feet, and I think she washed His feet with her hair. If I'm not mistaken, what Judas Iscariot was saying, that oil could have been sold for money, right? And could have been put into the treasury, right? Or could have fed the poor. If I'm not mistaken, I could be getting these stories mixed up, right? But I know Yahweh Shai did say that we would ever have the poor with us, right? So there's poor. There are people living on the street. Yahweh Shai said Himself, you know, the folks have their holes, but the Lord Himself didn't have a place to rest His head. You know, so plenty of the things that the Christians speak and teach are really not biblical. not spiritual, it's not truth. So who has the truth? You know, without a doubt, this doctrine that we teach is the truth, right? And when you look towards the prophets and the prophecies, the scripture said that in the end, the vision, which is what the vision of the prophets, the seers. Aforetime the prophets were called what? Seers, right? And these visions were written on paper, right? The vision, make it plain on tables, right? Tablets, paper, papyrus afterwards, you know, right? So that in the end it shall speak, because at the time, in the time of Daniel, the vision was sealed up, right? Meaning to say the understanding wasn't out there, but now the understanding is out there, and what? It's plain. Make it plain. It's plain. You know? So who has the remedy? Who has the remedy? Right? Just having discussions, just having some discussions amongst ourselves, and a Jake who's underneath Islam he was eavesdropping. He wasn't even over here, and he was eavesdropping. He literally came and said, "I'm listening to all your conversation, you know, and all they're not different from Islam and all, thing and whatever." But yeah, you know, we just use wisdom and just, you know, let that alone, because that's the thing. You know, these religions, they don't have it, and the Lord said that the elect were like what? Were as virgins. Their spirit wasn't penetrated by any other philosophy or doctrine. Right? The spirit wasn't penetrated by any other philosophy or doctrine. Now the brother Kosha will share that video, right, with this guy. He said he was a Muslim, that he came up to the camp, right? He came up to the camp at a time, and he battled him at a point in time, but the angel of the Lord really encamped around that brother across there, because he shared a video this week here with that same guy stabbing 2 women in the street. Right? So he now waiting on his power to come and enact a righteous judgment. Right? What he did, he took judgment into his own hands. So you know what? He's gonna face the penalty of the law in the land. Right? But what we speak of is the judgment of Yahweh Shall to come in a certain time, which now is the time, right? Because a lot of people are gonna die, 2/3 of Israel. Some of you are going to find your death here in this time of famine and pestilence. Some of you are going to find your death just because you trust in Esau and Edom and taking their recommended concoction. Right? You're going to find your death for that, because you didn't trust in Yahweh and then wait on him. You know? You didn't wait on him. Your fidelity was to what? To the God to the gods of the earth. Right? To the gods of Egypt. Funny enough, because there is that movie out, The Gods of Egypt, which the gods of Egypt goes into what? The idolatry, the harlotry, the lasciviousness, everything that you see that is exalted on the earth at this point in time. They are the gods of Egypt, right? But the God of the Bible, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? That God prophesied, that power prophesied to come, the almighty power. When they come, it's going to be without a doubt the greatest show on earth, right? The most magnificent thing ever seen. Because when he comes, he's coming with his power and his glory, with thousands, even with 10,000 chariots, thousands of his angels. You see? And they're going to enact a judgment never before seen, right? Because they're also going to be simultaneously coming with the flying of missiles, you know, with the flying of missiles. Isaiah 31:5 say, as birds flying, the Lord is going to come and come in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull over and just, no slack, I don't have a physical sword with me, yeah, but Isaiah 31:5 speaks about as birds flying. Right, the Lord is going to come and deliver, he's going to he's going to deliver, and he's going to preserve. Right? How he's going to preserve? Because the remnant, they're going to be saved. You know, like we have confectionaries called preservatives down here in this country, where you will take mangoes or any kind of fruit, and they would what? You put them in salt, or you might put them in vinegar, and they will preserve it for for a longer period of time, you know, even past its season. Even past its season, you know. But the elect gonna be preserved out of it. Right? Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Now is the time of Jacob's trouble, but the elect shall be saved out of it. You know? Christianity ain't talking about judgment, and they ain't talking about that danger, and they're not talking about being preserved out of it. A certain number of people being. All Christianity was about is come as you are, and it was to gather the nations, red and yellow, black and white. All this devil is doing is pushing you know, a doctrine of saving everybody. Right? So with that, you know, I'll give all praise to say how about Shemi Shai 2 to the entering. Shalom.